This segment is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights. All right, we're back. It's that time where we talk to the council of Terrebonne Parish, and we give them a chance to talk about what's on the agendas and both the committee meetings and the general meeting taking place. We have the council chair here today, Mr. Carly Harding, District 2. Good to see you, Carly, again.
Good afternoon.
All right, we have Council Vice Chair Kim Chauvin, who's in District 8. Good to see you, Ms. Vice Chair. All right, so a couple of things, just to go over the things that will be coming up on this week's thing. The quality of life position that's up for ratification this week?
Actually, once it comes up, we vote on it to accept it or deny it.
Okay.
You know, right. It has been somewhat of a conversation because the quality of life just started within this administration, and the transition from one person that was the head of quality of life, and they picked a local guy, Mr. Hillary Doming, and so they're going to be handling that Wednesday.
So that'll come an up or down vote Wednesday for that position?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what does that position, quality of life, that can be so many different things. What is that position in charge of?
Well, the most important thing there is what it sounds like, quality of life. We want to improve the quality of life, and we're looking at how we bunched everything up under that. Originally, they were somewhat independent. You got the Water Life Museum, the details that Ann People do downtown. You have
Civic Center too, huh?
The Civic Center with Dean. It incorporates also how we handle our business with the sports complex and recreation itself. And one thing that's rather unique with that is the fact that to expand and get the full nature of why we changed from TPR and got him there is the quality of life, because we're considering the elderly just as well as we are talking about the kids.
Okay, and that one's on Wednesday, you said, right?
Yeah, because recreation means many different things. We always think recreation, small kids or teenagers, but it's about every resident that's here. So it's recreation in that form.
Yeah. Yeah. Quality of life means quality of life.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, huh? All right. So we have other things coming up. You also have, I think, a renewal of the Courier Journal. Is that up too?
Yes, it is. That's on Wednesday. And we're looking at the fact that we have to have a public journal within our local establishment, municipality.
Right.
And even though we don't have the guy riding his bicycle or someone riding in the car throwing papers out, that, technology has gotten us to a point, whereas the Courier, that name is pretty good around Terrebonne Parish, and that's what who we are actually putting up to represent us as a legal journal.
Yeah, most of it's online now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how many subscriptions they sell or what it is, and maybe that's a time to start looking into that. But I think that is a state part of it.
Yeah, it's an old state law that you have to have a journal.
We literally need to maybe pull it back or roll it forward or whatever it may be, but we need to look at this harder.
Yeah, because most of the news, once we upload our shows every day, immediately after this, we upload it to Facebook and YouTube. So that's how a lot of people get their news now.
You do have elderly who do read the paper, so we have to find a way to get to everyone.
I still have elderly that have antennas watching us on TV.
and that's actually tonight in the policy procedure committee meeting that we're going to have tonight. We have our committee meeting, so that's going to come up in the committee, and once it's actually approved in the committee, it goes to the council on Wednesday.
It's funny you would say that, Kim, because a lot of people, the older generation still likes to have the newspaper in their hand.
They do.
But the younger generation and more the middle age are going to YouTube and in those phones. And so it's
Well,
two
it's
different
like the library.
generations.
You
Yeah.
like, some of them like the e-Kindles, and some of them I like a book in my hand.
Right.
So I get it. But I think there needs to be a place that we kind of all congregate to, or at least you have those who don't do technology that they can still find it. I just don't know that the courier may be it. But due to state law, you're going to have.
Yeah,
That's
that would have
probably
to be
the
a
only one.
legislative process.
Correct.
To back up the local process. But yeah, we've seen that fight
it's not
before.
local anymore.
Especially when we used to have two papers
Right.
vying
Terrebonne
for it.
Press,
Yeah, we
Well,
saw, yeah,
I can understand that, but it's not even local anymore.
right.
So what are we doing here?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, oddly enough, I'm not even local. I'm international myself. You know what I mean? I go on Facebook, you know what I mean? I get people from other
You're the man
sides.
of many cities. Yeah, Lord. All right, so what we'll do, we'll watch for that one also, and we'll take our break now. We'll come back. We'll talk about some other things. Let's talk, they have some recycling things up on the agenda, and I'll just give y'all the floor to talk about anything else y'all want to. It's y'all's show. Talk about what you want to. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back with the chair and vice chair. Don't go away. This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health. All right, we are back talking with the chair and vice chair of Terrebonne Parish Council, Mr. Carly Harding. Of course, he's in District 2, the vice chair, Ms. Kim Chauvin, District 8. Okay, we talked about quality of life and the courier of renewal on the journal, official journal. Let's talk about, we have some recycling things coming up, right, on the agenda? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, generally what happens, and we're going to actually look at this and see how it works. Because if you are an individual that has a utility bill and things like that, we have solid waste go in front of your resident and pick up debris. But then there are other occasions when you actually bring it to the dump, the cost has been $42 a ton.
Yeah.
And they are considering the increase from that $42 a ton, I think it's about $56 a ton, because things are getting more expensive. So that would be a cost not only just for the local people, but then there's another cost that some circumstances that you're trying to work out, whereas even with the commercial aspects of it, it's becoming more difficult to handle the recycling process. So that would be in consideration for us to actually get through that. And that's calling for a public hearing on May 28, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Again, we actually would like everyone to get involved with this, because if you are in opposition of what they're trying to do, that's your opportunity to actually state your case, whether you're in favor
And
of it or not.
regardless if you oppose it out, I think we'd all agree that Mr. Nakan, Clay Nakan, does a great job.
Yes, he
Solid
does. He
fee.
does. He
He's,
does.
he's solid himself. Yeah.
Right,
He's
right.
solid. Yeah. So I don't know all the ins and outs of the finances and all that, but I guess we'll find out as the meeting goes on. Kim, let's talk about the adjudication of properties. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So for the adjudicated property that we have to do on our agenda tonight, it entails figuring out if any of the people who are purchasing this land has any nuisance abatement violations, because if they are in violation, they cannot purchase Terrebonne Parish property or any of the properties there.
Yeah.
That was one of the ordinances that we redid, and the reason was because we were having certain people buy up land, never fixing it up, and then it goes right back into the process of nuisance abatement. And so the neighbors are getting frustrated, and I understand the frustration, because if someone is going to go ahead and buy it, I would call up and say, okay, what are your plans with it? And, you know, some of them have gotten really ugly, and some of them have been, well, you know, we want to fix it up, we want to do something with it. But there are those people that just leave it the way it is. That's not okay. Like, it has to be fixed up. And the reason is because you're messing with other people's property values. And so those people have been calling in probably for years on certain properties, because I get that. We're waiting for certain condemnations to happen because people are just tired.
And
I don't think people understand this. The stuff that you see all over the place is going to fly in the wind.
Right.
When we have tropical storms, hurricanes, I mean, you name it. And so people are starting to worry, because as an act of God, then you're on your own. As a homeowner, I would be on my own to fix it, because that's an act of God.
And we all learn from Ida.
Right. So
TV, I mean, big box
Yes.
TV sets up here on the roof and speakers. And
My
I'm going,
goodness.
how the hell did that get up here? Well,
Yeah.
165-mile-an-hour winds is up.
right.
There.
So there's a need to pick up after.
Let's talk about the airport.
Okay.
Airport's so vital to our area, and they do such a great job. And God, it pays a lot of dividends to have a great airport. We have something coming up with that, right?
Yeah, they're actually trying to expand, and most oftentimes they're you want to go to your local government for support, and in that expansion, we have to realize that some things may go up, and they're trying to acquire some money, and the opportunity to expand with the fire departments, with the drone system, a lot of things that's incorporated here. We just donated $5 million to Fletcher, and Fletcher is going to work in association with them. I also, at that time, want to promote those people that are out there that need GEDs and high school education. They can go to adult education, because Fletcher is a place like that, but then that's not a 4-year thing. So you can go out there and make $80,000 if you go to the program, the aviation program that they have through Fletcher, or just go out there and just get a job. We're making the expansion. You're going to be building roads, be expanding. We'll actually be stopping the traffic on Woodlawn Ranch Road. That's coming up also, so they won't vibrate the houses down there and take the new road and things like that. So the airport is important, because the drones are going to service our offshore rigs and stuff like that. That's something else that's
Hopefully
coming up.
that'll be picking up. Kim, you want to add to that?
Well, investing in them is investing in jobs that are critical to Terrebonne Parish at this point. I think that it's important that we support the airport. I mean, just look for the Super Bowl. We had a number of planes that came in here, and they did business here too.
Yeah.
So that was a good part.
And they
So
added
we
the
have to-
restaurants and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I've attended a couple of their meetings. It's interesting to see that they're working hard at looking at different things that are needed. And look, they even tried to partner up with having a fire department, like the Houma Fire Department, on that part. It just didn't work because it wasn't close enough.
Right. But we have a
dealing
good
with that.
airport board.
Yes,
There's no doubt about
yes,
it.
we do.
All right, so that's about it. So I guess we'll see you next time to talk about what happened on this time. So thank y'all so much. I always appreciate y'all coming once again. Our council chair, Mr. Carly Harding, and our council vice chair, Ms. Kim Chauvin, doing a great job. Thank y'all, and I guess we'll see y'all again on the next go-around. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more right here on Bayou Time. Catch us on Facebook and YouTube also. This segment was brought to you by Cardiovascular Institute of the South, providing our patients the highest quality cardiovascular care available.